Okay, so it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and I've done the YSL Touche Eclat on this side in the shade 1.5, and I've done the Sisley, what is this called? The Sisley Style Lumiere on this side in the shade 2, and I've put now the Hourglass diffused light powder on top just to set, and I have nothing else on the rest of my face, and I think I would just put like a tiny bit of powder everywhere else, but I'm finding that they look very much alike. Maybe the YSL just has a little bit more coverage in like this area down here. So I will show you how it wears throughout the rest of the day and see if it's worth the extra, I think like $30 on the Sisley one, which I don't, depending on like the texture of your under eye and if you need it to be more hydrating, maybe, but we'll see. Okay, I'm back. All I have done is put on just a light wash of powder all over my face. It's from Burberry. It's called the Nude Powder in the shade Ochre Nude, and it just looks like that. It's sheer. And then I put just a tiny bit of bronzer, and I used the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion in the shade, what color is that? 15i, and it's just different lighting, but I'll show you how everything looks, and the concealers, how they look in natural lighting. Right now there's just no sun out. So I'll be back later throughout the day. Okay, bye. Okay, so it is 2:20, and it's been quite a few hours since I put this on, but here is the YSL Touche Eclat, and this is the Sisley, whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. I can see that there's more coverage on this side, less coverage here. This side just looks, has a little bit more texture because the texture of the concealer is drier, so it's emphasizing my like dry texture right in this area. This side is less dry and is not emphasizing any, like, not emphasizing texture, but you can tell that I've got like bags there, whereas this side just looks a little brighter. And this one, since there's not much coverage in this area, it looks a little puffier. Anyway, I think both have held up pretty well. I will check back later to let you know what I think, but honestly I think the YSL side wins, just because they have more colors, and it's lasted longer, it's brighter, just a tiny bit dry texture, but I think my under eyes are really dry and it's not looking too terrible, and this is what I was using before the Sisley came along, and I only got the Sisley one just because my under eyes were getting drier. Okay, so I'm back with my final check-in. It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I put on both concealers at about like 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning. I believe like 7, more closer to 7. So I have the YSL on my left side and the Sisley on my right side. At school with all the fluorescent lighting, they didn't look that different, and I said I like the YSL better, but at home in my bathroom lighting, the YSL just looks a little drier, and you can kind of see like this area now. Maybe this happened since my last check-in, which was at I think like 2 o'clock, but you can see this area here. That's that's my problem area when I wear concealer. It looks cakey, dry, crepey, like in that area, although I don't have many wrinkles. Like, it's just this area here, whereas on my right side, you can't see that texture as much as you can on here, on this side. But I still have it. I'll try to get like closer, but I don't know if you'll be able to tell. Like there's some texture there. It's not much, but I mean, if you have really dry under eyes or you are experiencing some flaking, you're gonna have a better time with the Sisley concealer than you would with the YSL. My point of this video was to show like how nice the Sisley was on dry skin. And kind of like crepey skin, but it doesn't provide a lot of coverage, so I don't know if it's worth the however much it was, but I'm going to show you some swatches between the YSL and Sisley. I find that these two are the most similar of all the concealers I've tried so far, so that's why I'm comparing the two. I think next time I have to repurchase a concealer, I'll probably just stick with the YSL and skip these because these are kind of expensive. It's nice, but I also prefer the colors that the YSL offers. So I have the colors 1.5 and 3.5 in the YSL, and then I have the colors 2 and 3 in the Sisley concealers. So I'll show you these now. And I believe the amount of product you get in both are the same. The YSL, I think, has, yep, they're exactly the same. So you're saving, I believe, like $30 with the YSL. And I'll show you here. I have to hold this steady. This is the YSL in 1.5. This is the Sisley Stylo Lumiere in the shade 2, which is peachier and lighter than 3. 3 is golden. This is the YSL in the shade 3.5, and then this is the Sisley in the shade 3. I can use the Sisley and the YSL in these two shades, the darker shades, under my eyes if I just want to conceal and not brighten. I bought the Sisley in the shade 2 so that I could brighten, but it obviously, I mean, they look pretty similar, but the YSL does a better job. Also, the YSL has a drier texture, and it builds coverage quicker than the Sisley does. I don't know if you can tell here, but this just has a lot more emollients to it, whereas the YSL is just like a tiny bit more powdery. So those are the differences. I'll just show you how these blend out too. Why not? And I have a lot of dry skin on my hands, and the Sisley is not like sitting in the dryness on my knuckles or anywhere. Whereas the YSL does kind of just look a little drier. It shows the cracks a little more, and I know you can't see that from this angle, but yeah, those are the differences. I hope that helped. If you're looking for a brightening concealer and you don't have problems with dryness or super crepey skin, I say the YSL is the best bet. If you were looking into the Sisley Stylo Lumiere concealer because you've seen some reviews on YouTube, which is how I found out about it, I'm not 100% sold on it. I think there are better options, and I mean, not that I'm looking for a lot of coverage, but even when I'm not looking for coverage, I find that my Hourglass powder, even without any concealer underneath and like just primer and then the Hourglass diffused light powder on top, gives the same kind of coverage that the Sisley Stylo Lumiere provides. And it still doesn't look dry, so I would skip on the Sisley. I hope this video helped someone. Let me know if you have any other questions or how I can help you any further. See you guys soon.